A lot is going on in this video. Tomorrow, we're going to discuss the Upholds listing. The US government will unleash a major dump on Bitcoin's big old slump. As Silk Road, Coinbase is where Bitcoin is going. We intend to speak. We're going to examine the XRP dominance chart for Ripple's investment in tokenized US Treasury securities. We're going to examine the Bitcoin phenomenon and its dynamics, as individuals are demanding a season when there hasn't even been a Bitcoin season yet. I understand. We're going to put an end to it, so let's get started on this right now. Item Bitcoin 5874 is currently offline. 4.04% higher than the previous day. The Ethereum coin is presently trading at 2,636. The 4.05% XRP is approaching a mean lean. 56, or about 569. You know it's 589, right? What I was attempting to do there didn't work out, but it's still early, people. Arriving at 56 cents. Although it's down 1.87%, an old-fashioned hourly chart of the 2,097 billion cryptocurrency market value is starting to show some life. VO is releasing on Uphold tomorrow. This is a huge opportunity that will bring in a lot of money. It's bull run 20 to 30x that I'm after. It's a penny for this thing, and it is a penny now. I am unsure of what will transpire tomorrow, but I can assure you that prices will increase. This may either explode in price or it might dump, which is what I believe will happen. The price will then likely be revealed, I believe. Return to your previous position. I'm not sure. However, I'm not in favor of quick money. That is, if you understand what I mean, just for those who wish to utilize them. Not everyone should use them. Bitcoin plummets to $58,000 following the US CPI release. Outflows from Bitcoin ETFs reached a record 81 million. Investors predict that Bitcoin may plummet to $55,000 soon, but supportive government regulations may pave the way for its subsequent surge. Just like every other TA analyst out there, they are telling you that there is no way to tell if this is a 50-50 situation and that the price will either rise or fall. This is how it operates. Let's just call it what it is, after all. We are aware that your chances of doing it properly are 50-50ths. Nothing is becoming flat. Folks, it's very simple. You're either going to look like a hero or like an idiot, and then they move on to the next person, and you never know when he starts guessing and gambling. When it says 0% gain in the last 24 hours and 0% in the last hour, that has never happened. He might make 2 or 3 excellent calls. Goes to the next person after getting one wrong. Rinse and repeat until you reach the person you started with, at which point the cycle is restarted. That sounds familiar again, doesn't it? Article, they have no idea what the future holds for Bitcoin. What I anticipate taking place, we're going to chop it, as I like to call it. I don't think there will be a significant movement if we chop there. I believe that this object should chop sideways for a little while longer. We return to a value of 53. Yes. Please, let's go back up to 65. Yes, but until we break 74,000, that's the big run here. At this point, nothing really will happen. We discuss Bitcoin and other topics. This is the focus of our attention. You should be aware of this, as individuals are yelling alt season for no apparent reason. If you encounter anyone out there, let them know that I ended the fun last night. Shouting things like alt season, you should go unfollow. And those people are ignorant, they haven't been around for even long enough, or B, they're just looking for attention, are not accurate, and you should be doing the opposite. Look at that. Bitcoin 12 months after our last bull run, we had 58,000, which I think decreased. The question was, what about? At this point, it was around 4 months ago, give or take 60,000, so it was 12 months later, or technically, 8 months later. Where will the price be historically high? Has consistently increased since 2012. We'll just perform some basic math there to find the 3x of 2016. We completed roughly a 4x in 2020 and a 7x in 2024. What will we do now? That's the question. The highest, in my opinion, is about 2. After a quarter, I think the sweet spot we're 99.9% likely to see is around that $150,000 figure, but we won't see an alt season until Bitcoin breaks out and begins to make its upward run. The Bitcoin season is not the result of Bitcoin having any precedence over any other season. We anticipate that in the second half of this year, H2 if you didn't know, Bitcoin season will arrive. Months after it starts, the price of Bitcoin will begin to rise and trend upward. We do this in an attempt to frighten people. You feel anxious here, don't you? Bitcoin worth $600 million was transferred by the US to Coinbase Prime. Thus, the most crucial information in this essay is located precisely where they intended to hide, at the bottom. Let's face it, not everyone reads this through to the end. And they're most likely going to stop when they're like, holy crap, around here. Yes, that is accurate. The government had plans to sell the remaining Bitcoin, and they are sharing this with the courts. However, they have not yet shared their additional plan for when they were going to sell the Bitcoin, how much they could just be getting into position, and yes, is it going to dump right now? The transactions and money moving to the exchange can be seen. I don't think so. Now let's simply navigate to this chart after that. This chart was posted. Whoa, I believe I may have closed it. I believe you haven't closed it yet. Oh my, how I wish I could. Hold on, everyone, there's a small technical issue here. If I complete one of them, I will be able to resolve it for you right away. I would want to revisit a graphic that Dark Defender shared regarding the elite wave theory on XRP. I'm going to move it directly here. You're done there. He reposts this or reposts it as it was initially posted in January, discussing the elite idea and the location of we can handle the Great Wave 3 target. And as this lasted for 6 months, he first released it in the summer of 2023. He updated in January of this year. He goes, I want to go over this again. I'm content. To observe, individuals discovered that the elite waves use the identical framework and locate a comparable, closed target, yet this is since we've established this for 2021. He believes that if the structure is predicated on $382 as the all-time high and the precise Grand Wave 3 target crosses over $333 if the all-time high is only reached at $355, or, oops, if we consider XRP's all-time high of $355 on Binance, we're examining a $266. His elite wave theory is this, claims to be math-based. It is predicated on the elite waves, and before that, its failure has been demonstrated. I can't completely rule this out. This chart piques my curiosity greatly. This is an interesting chart, I say, because we can see that XRP is caught in this area, and it is bouncing around if we look at these last resistance lines, the little triangle that is building, and this thing that continues out. When we do break out and if these waves do begin to kick in, like a rip, it will be fascinating to see what happens in this 66-cent region with a breakout, which would be over 75 cents. How can we tell if they start working? That's your initial goal, to put it simply. $536 is about here. If that's what we do when we witness this strong structure snapping upwards, then we have a solid history moving forward. People, all of this will occur in 2025.